Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today I'm going to do a roster review, so let's jump into it. Interesting request. They're mainly looking for help with Zetas and team usage. The big thing is with this account is, and I'll say this about this player, like they seem very analytical about what they're doing, and I found that this game is best played if you just kind of go with the flow. I am very analytical when it comes to farming efficiency, farming plans, and how I farm my gear, but I farm efficiently. I use my energy efficiently. I use my shipments efficiently, but I don't try to track gear and timelines of my farms too intensively, because then it becomes more of a second job. And if that's how you want to play, you can, but there's a good in between for knowing how to play the game efficiently, but also understanding that it's a game and you can just enjoy it, play it, and still do the best you can. You don't have to like deep dive everything. So let's look at the characters. So there's a few things right off the bat that I would do. Wampa, I would get her up and running. You don't need the Furious Foe Zeta, but you do need the Cornered Beast Zeta and the Omicron, and I would get her Omicron. So I would max this out. I would get her mods up and running as best you can. Next, let's see what you have in here. Right away, Wampa is a must-have for getting up and running. Boss Lead 2 is pretty good. Very useful in itself. You have Mother Talzin. Let's see what you have here. So as far as Zetas, there's nothing here that's like you must have, other than Wampa would be great. You're missing a lot of, just a lot, as far as this is mainly light speed bundle stuff here with a little bit of added things. So it's okay to kind of take your time. I would get Darth Vader up and running, get his Merciless Massacre. No Escape is pretty good. I would get those up and running as far as your Zeta. So I would use 2 there, 1 with Wampa. The problem with the rest of this stuff is there's not really like a coherent team. So Qui-Gon Jinn is good. I would get his Zeta / Omicron running. Ki-Adi-Mundi has a good Zeta that's worth applying. B2 Zeta is good. B1 Zeta is good. The problem is you need the General Grievous, which I don't see here. Yeah. If it sounds like you really want to use Kyle Katarn, you can. You can use the Zetas on him. I would not use any of his Omicrons. But Kyle Katarn's good. You place him with a Mon Mothma team. You mentioned that you wanted to farm a home 1 like farm. That's totally fine if you want to. That's a good starting fleet. I don't know what you would do with it or why you want it, other than you said it's a passion project. So go ahead and use it. You can get pretty good use out of it if you have Kyle Katarn ship and the Millennium Falcon. So that's a really good fleet in itself. It doesn't really hold up to endgame. It kind of like tapers off. But if you want to get home 1 up and running as your first like fleet right now, yeah, you can do that. It's not too prohibitive. Raven's Claw is good. You need to put more investment in the Millennium Falcon to really make it good. Also the pilotless ship. So if you look at your rebels, yeah, Rebel Y-Wing, Raven's Claw, Outrider starting, and then you come in first reinforcement with that Han's Millennium Falcon is probably the best way that you can use it. And then you can use like Phantom and Ghost or Biggs or Cassian's Ewing as the other reinforcements. But it's up to you, Gear 12, whatever. Honestly, the timeline for farming these things are not that long to get them up and running. Other Zetas I would use, actually, now that I see it right here, Old Daka Zeta is really good. So you already have Mother Talzin. Plague Bearer is also a good one. So if you use another one on Mother Talzin and one on Old Daka, then you can use your Night Sisters, even with a low gear Marin. It's pretty good. Once you can get Marin to gear 12, you want that Shadow Stride as much as possible. Really, really powerful ability. Marin's modding's really weird, so you just want a ton of survivability, like protection primaries, tenacity, and potency is what you want. But I can see that you don't have a lot of mods here in your account, and you've been playing 6-ish months, a little over 6 months. So there's not a lot of mod work, and it's really hard to look at your mods unless you've been playing for a year. So I will say, as far as mod work, you need to just do the best you can, and we'll talk more about mods later. But boss Zetas are pretty good. I would have to look. I think both of them are pretty useful if I remember correctly. I would have to go on my character to see what they are, but in the end I will. But I know for sure his lead, Mother Talzin's unique, Kiadi Mundi, Wampa, B2, B1, Qui-Gon Jinn, Old Daka. You already have the Mon Mothma ones. Chief Chirpa, I don't know if you have C3PO already, but usually for the event you need Chief Chirpa's Zeta. Well, you bought the bundle, so you probably were able to beat it without the Zeta, maybe at 7 stars. Yeah, you were. So you don't have to waste that Zeta on Chief Chirpa. You can leave them alone. Yeah, that's pretty much what I would do. Darth Vader as well, of course. And that's the main ones for right now. For these lower ones, I would not focus them right now. CLS is a nice team. You don't have to get that up right now. You said you're going for Executor. You should go all in on Executor. That is what I would focus on. After you're done with that, I would probably work on 2 things. Your side farms of the Gear 12 stuff that you wanted to farm, it does not take any Chirotech. You could just do it on the side. You use your raid currency for that, but the farms that you should focus on, Imperial Troopers, so getting Dark Trooper, General Veers, Admiral Piet, Range Trooper Stark to gear 12, Gear 12 for Stark, Veers, and Range. Admiral Piet is going to be R8 from the Executor, and you can use Dark Trooper at Relic 5, and that's going to beat both assault battles. I wouldn't do that first though. Like immediately after finishing the Executor, I would get Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon to Relic 7. So Executor, Padawan Obi-Wan, Master Qui-Gon. Then you can go Imperial Troopers into CLS into Jabba is what I would recommend. It may seem like you're really far from Jabba, but once you start getting better fleet crystals, then that's going to allow you to do more refreshes, and that's going to give you better fleet currency. So that's what I would say for this account. The 2 Omicrons I would use right now, Wampa, Qui-Gon Jinn. You don't have Anakin built up yet. I would take him at least to Gear 12. His ship is really good because you're going to want to get that Negotiator up and running. Right now, since you already have Relic Geos, I would probably be using your Get 2 towards the Malevolence, and then once you have the Malevolence 7 stars, start farming the Negotiator. And then once you get the Negotiator up, you'll want a Relic Anakin, because that's like the foundation for that fleet. Even the Marauder, which is an amazing ship, the best thing the Marauder does for that fleet is it hides Anakin, and it allows Anakin to survive for longer. So that's what I would do. Do your home one, do whatever it is you wanted to do with your rebels and rebel fighters. That's not a big deal. You can side farm all that stuff. I gave you the Zetas that you needed to place. Other than that, you need to start looking at finishing Executor, knocking out those 3 assault battles, and then starting that Jabba farm. So what that is going to do for your account, if you're wondering why I said that, Executor is going to give you that fleet currency, the 3 assault battles, so the Master Qui-Gon, Padawan Obi-Wan, the Poncho Bros, are going to give you an insane amount of credits. It's going to give you slicing material, it's going to give you relic material. It is an amazing farm with their assault battle, and it's going to be every month. Up to 16 million credits a month if you go and take them to Relic 7. After those, you get Imperial Troopers. Imperial Troopers are going to give you 2 assault battles, which is very good for income at Challenge Tier 3. Not only that, they're an excellent farm, and it synergizes well with the Executor because you already have Piet at R8. After that, you're going to go and finish your CLS because CLS is an amazing team. It's going to give you conquest team, proving ground teams. They are an amazing overall character and team, and they pretty much last up until endgame. You don't have to take them all the way up to like Relic 5 or 7. You can leave them at Relic 3 and you will relic them up as you start farming the requirements of JML, Jabba, and Leia. So after you farm those, you're going to go for Jedi Knight Luke, which is going to give you the Jedi Assault Battle. So at that point, you'll have Duel of the Fates with Master Qui-Gon, Padawan Obi-Wan. You'll have the 2 Imperial Trooper Assault Battles at Challenge Tier 3. You'll have the Rebel one at Challenge Tier 3. And then with Jedi Knight Luke, you'll get the Jedi one at Challenge Tier 3. And then you can go for Jabba. And Jabba is going to give you Smuggler's Run 2, and that's going to help you with your credits. So Duel of the Fates will fix your credit problem. Smuggler's Run 2 is going to give you more mods, more slicing material, and more micro attenuators, which is going to help you build your mods quicker. So the biggest thing that you just need to know is this game takes a long time to do things, and you just have to taper your expectations. You need to start using your Zetas efficiently. You have a lot of Zeta materials. You have a lot of characters here that could benefit from that, but you do have to start placing them smartly so that you're not wasting your Zetas. And just know that Gear 12 generally isn't enough to do things with characters. Most of the time, it's not going to really boost your account overall. It's very few situations are Gear 12 teams going to be super effective. It's mostly relics, and right now where you are in the game, you could probably make good use of some Gear 12 teams, but relics are really where it's going to make a difference in your account and have longer lasting effects and usefulness. So I've already told you what to do with your teams, your farms. You have pretty interesting ships overall. So yeah, interesting choices here. Not bad. Probably right now the best fleet that you have, believe it or not, is this Chimera fleet. So if you started the Chimera with your Houndstooth, I would probably go like Chimera, Bomber, Houndstooth. Where's your ships? Imperial TIE Fighter starting. And then you can do first reinforcement TIE Defender, IG TIE Advanced or something, and that would be really strong for a fleet. And you can use your in Grand Arena, you can use Sunfac, Geo, Soldier as a fleet, and then you can use your Rebel one for offense, or your Chimera one. Both are good. So that's probably what I would do. Overall, as far as the teams that you want, honestly, you don't have a lot of functional teams here. So you have some bounty hunters, you have a little bit of Night Sisters, you have Wampa, Darth Vader. I don't know what you expect as far as for me to tell you your teams. The problem is you just don't have much in your account right now. This is all just kind of Lightspeed bundle stuff without Zetas. So if you place all the Zetas on those teams I told you, then that's pretty good. But overall, you just try your best with what you have. You could probably go with a Mon Mothma. I would put the Zeta on Cara Dune if you're going to do that, and Pow. That would be a pretty effective team with Mon Mothma, Cara Dune, Pow, Kyle Katarn. Usually you use as the 5th, it's going to be, where's he at? Hoth Rebel Scout. Here he is. So Hoth Rebel Scout, Pow, Cara Dune, Mon Mothma, Cara Dune, Kyle Katarn. That's a really good team here. This Rolo Cholo is kind of useless. Jin isn't useful until you get Radis up and running in that Rogue One team. So overall, just try to use your teams as best you can. If you get Qui-Gon, then Ki-Adi-Mundi and another Galactic Republic Jedi, it's very useful. The problem is you just don't have much in your account right now. So Qui-Gon, Ki-Adi-Mundi. The third is usually Anakin. Anakin and Qui-Gon Jinn are like peanut butter and jelly, you know, like they just mix. That's the pair. That's what you do. It's always those two. Those two are a team on themselves. The rest are just kind of like Ki-Adi-Mundi just enables the both of them. So if you can get Anakin, that would be great. Other than that, that's pretty much what I have to say about this account. Like I wish I could go more into your mods and your account development, but I think you need some more time to continue developing your account to get the most use out of it. Let me look at the Bosk really quick so that I can tell you which, because I have both Zetas. I just don't remember off the top of my head what they do. So this one's not bad. It is kind of a luxury one, but it's useful to have him taunt. Also, it helps the ship, and then definitely the lead. So you can put both on Bosk. It's not lost there to do both of those. So I do want to give you some suggestions on some side farms that you can do that can kind of get your teams a little better. So Sith, you can do Sith very easily, and that's going to give you a huge boost. So Emperor Palpatine, Savage Opress, Nihilus, Traya. Give an Omicron to Traya, give an Omicron to Savage, even at Gear 12, and a Gear 12 Darth Nihilus. That's an amazing team. Emperor Palpatine with Mara Jade, even low gear, they run a turn meter train, and they're very useful. So these two by themselves are very good. You do want the Zeta on the lead. You don't have to apply it right now. And I don't like this level 12 mod stuff. So if you have characters and they take them to level 15 as far as the mods, if you use the characters. If you don't use the characters, that's fine. But if you do use those characters, then they need level 15 mods. But this is a team right here as far as Emperor Palpatine, Mara Jade, Thrawn. That's a very strong team. Darth Vader, if you give him his 2 Zetas of No Escape, Merciless Massacre, you don't have to apply the lead. Give him actual mods. That's going to be a really strong. You can just pair him with like Trash Empire, and that'll give him more speed. So even like Probe Droid, TIE Fighter Pilot, Darth Vader or something, just whatever you can is fine. You mentioned Datacrons. You are still a little new to be using Datacrons. Just pretty much what you do is you just refresh the nodes when you do conquests. So once you start doing harder conquests and you start doing your 50 refreshes, you'll be able to farm Datacrons just fine. Next is General Grievous. So General Grievous would be a good thing for this account. You're gonna have to farm him through the shard. Don't do it through the shard shop. You're gonna have to farm him through the fleet shipments. Is how you're gonna do it, and it's gonna be pretty slow. But General Grievous is a requirement for these separatist droids to be good. So you'll want to get General Grievous as much as you can. As far as another good 3v3 team, so if you put the Zeta on B1 and you have Jango and Newt, so Newt Gunray lead with B1 Jango, that's a really good team in itself. Actually, you can put a Zeta on Jango, not on his lead, but on his notorious reputation. That makes people not be able to revive. That's a pretty useful one. I don't have it. I don't think it's like super necessary, but it can be super useful if you have it. But Newt Zeta is not bad, dealing 5% damage every time someone gets a debuff, and then B1 Zeta is very useful. So that's a solid team right there. But you are going to need General Grievous to make the most out of that team. So here's the main characters that can influence what you have right now. So for your bounty hunters, you need Grief and the Mandalorian, the bounty hunter Mandalorian. That's going to increase your bounty hunter's effectiveness. As far as the separatists, you need General Grievous. As far as your Jedi, you need Anakin, and then your Night Sisters, you need Marin. So if you side work on those things, that would be really useful. You don't have to take them all up to relics yet. Even gear 12 for a long time is pretty useful. But those are huge things that you're missing as far as what you have relicked. But if you're looking for just like pure efficiency, I would side farm those stuff while going all in on Executor and going on that farming pathway that I gave you. But I promise you, if you go Executor, 3 assault battles into the Jedi Knight Luke into Jabba, that is the best thing that you can do for this account. After you get Jabba, you can do Profundity, you can probably do JML, so Jabba, JML, Profundity, Leia, or something like that, and that flows super smooth. It's a really good farming pathway, and it has really great synergy while also giving you a lot of great things into your account. So that's what I would say would be the best thing that you can do for your account. So let me know in the comments what you think, if that's really what you're looking for. If there's anything more, you can message me in Discord if you have any more questions. Otherwise, thanks for watching and take care.